Hello, everybody. Pastor Tommy. Churches take a corner. C-Tac ain't say what? That's who we are. Listen, I wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about, like Dave Chappelle, the 3 times I met Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is an icon in the black community. Jesse Jackson is an icon in the United States of America. Jesse inspired, Jesse pulled, Jesse pushed. He would not allow us to be quiet in a world that he felt was not bringing justice to black folks and people of color. So he spoke up. Y'all know the history. But listen, Jesse comes to town, and I had not even started Churches Take a Corner. I had not joined H Street Baptist Church or any of that. This is about 25, 30 years ago. He comes to a place called Kingswood Community Center. Kingswood is one of our historical sacred institutions, and he's coming outside, and the crowds are huge. And I was like the woman who had an issue. I had an issue. I want to get in this thing, man. I want to bless some people. God cleaned me up from drugs, alcohol. So I pressed my way. Listen, brothers, Jess was about 4 feet away from me. And I hollered, Rev Jackson. But I hit him, brothers, with a strong grip. Jesse turned around and grabbed me and pulled me to him. And he said, brother, keep doing what you're doing. Kingswood Community Center. Can't even tell you what one day. First time I met Jesse. Now, Jesse goes on to do great things. I go on to do what God has called me to do. I don't know how great it is, but I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. So, as C-Tac began to grow, we put 45, 50 churches out on the street corners at night during a time when public safety was an issue, during a time when folks were afraid to go out on the streets. But we understood that we had relationships, and we banked on that. Moms and pops who was praying for their sons and daughters, grandmoms praying for their grandkids. And a lot of these aunts, grandmas would go out with us. And we said, listen, based on Ephesians 6:10, we trust in the Lord, but we got on the full armor. So we would sing, do our thing. And quite naturally, we grew in popularity, not a whole lot of money. This wasn't about money. This was ministry. Ministry had to come first. Clean the streets up, allow people to know how much you love them, and they will come. Not only will they come will come with the right hearts, and they will come willing to serve. The second time I met Jesse, there was a preacher named Otis Herring. You may know his grandson does phenomenal work. He's at the same institution, Kingswood now, and he's heading a project called Reach Riverside. Otis Herring was his grandfather and a phenomenal blind pastor. Headed up a church called Union Baptist, which is still moving and banging today. Reverend Herring used to bring that fire, had a connection to Jesse. But now, Reverend Dr. Christopher Bullock enters the picture. He and Jesse become close. Bullock was my father in the ministry, still is. I'm 2 fathers, Bishop Weeks, Pastor Bullock, because, I needed help. And I wanted to serve. So I served these folks, and they blessed me. I got to learn the second time. We planned a street invasion at Union Baptist, not knowing, not paying attention to the politics. Pastor Bullock, who covered C-Tac, said, Ty, we coming tonight. Never told me it was Jesse. Never told me. This thing was not political. This was ministry. So we gathered the folks, and we got about a couple hundred folks in Union Baptist. In walks Jesse. Nobody told me, nobody negotiated. Hey man, it's for the cause. I'm down. You know, this is a heck of a prayer preparation service because we go pray at a church, get our spirits right, usher in the angels, assign the angels, dispatch them on corners before we got, oh God, we were rolling. It was fire. Jesse comes in with the entourage. I said, what is this? What is this? I've been duped. I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run them up. But this is Jesse. This is Pastor Bullock. I roll with it. Yep, I did. I ain't say nothing. I didn't say anything to anybody. Jesse comes after it was all over. I said, I'm going on the corners, man, win some souls. I ain't up for all this. Jesse reached out. Have I met you before, brother? Can't do that, Jesse. Another time, I've met you before. Close as Jesse as I can get. I can't get any closer. I said, yeah, man, yeah. Now I'm starstruck like many of you all. Every time you get starstruck, it gets you distracted. I put my hand out and I grabbed him. It was Jesse, y'all. I went on. A lot of souls got saved that night. We learned about voting. We learned about the process. It was powerful. It was powerful. I didn't like I had been duped. I did not like that. Because not only did you deceive us and worked it for the Democratic Party, manipulated us, but you did it without asking. A lot of people do that today. They put it to you without the grease. You'd be like, oh, what's going on? I'm trying to get this thing done. It's their agenda, not yours. Not God's. Well, we can't say that. We can't say that. Because I'm doing something, I wouldn't be selfish. The third time I met Jesse, we were at the church again, Union Baptist. Jesse comes in. This time I'm with the pastors. And unbeknownst to me, Jesse got paid most time for coming in. And I go in the room, I'm feeling good because I'm in a place where it's holy and we're talking about the Black agenda and moving forward. And Jesse says, in the back of the room, you all have my money? And I'm looking around, because y'all know I ain't never had no money to do this work. No, most of my friends support me. I don't have no problem getting money from my friends because they know the work I do. And let me tell you something. Once you start bumping up against the powers to be, you either have organized money or organized people. But you bump them like that, you better have a plan B. This is consequential stuff. The bumping up against powers that be. Oh, yes. The third time I met Jesse, he was in the room. And Jesse said, you all have my, they didn't have the money. Now, Brother Ron Smothers over at Tobacco Field 2, retiree from New York Times, one of my mentors, friend to my friend Gene and Mr. Wheeler, who accompanied Jesse over to get the pilot. Brother Goodman, remember that? When he went to get Goodman? Right. Jesse brought Goodman home. And I was so excited, so pumped up. I said, pay the man. Well, this Goodman came after. He was here in the park. But I kind of felt like he was going to do great. He was going to go get him. So I said, pay the man. I threw my little bit in there that I had. After it was over, we went to the park. Crowds had dwindled. The excitement was gone. Because you know, Pastor Bullock would bring Jesse in at least once a year. Because Jesse owned stock in GM. And GM met here in Delaware. Delaware is the corporate capital of the world. Jesse came here once a year because he was a stockholder, and that should tell you something. Own some stock if you want to get at the table and find out what's going on. Jesse was at the table. So since he was here, he would always stop in Canaan Baptist and preach. Yeah, true story. Ask Pastor Bullock. Ask anybody who goes to Canaan. Jesse just did that. In addition, right? Back then, my boy Ron. And I love to remember things because Jesse's gone, but his spirit is with us, y'all. You may be gone, but will you leave your spirit to speak for you and to speak through you? Because everybody gonna die. So Jesse's speaking to me now. Ron would say, he rolled with Jesse, and I always ask these stories because it would fill me up, give me power. Ron would say, Jesse would get to kicking it. And Martin would look at Jesse. Jesse'd be on a roll. He said, now, Jesse, that's not a word. That's not a word. So Ron would hit me up every now and then. Now, Ty, I know you're excited. I know you're the street preacher, but Ty, that's not a word. That's not a word. Jesse came out and he gave me a word in the park. He said, I remember you. I remember you, brother. Third time, shook my hand, and he was still doing what he does over at Brown Burton Winchester Park, AKA Price's Run Park, where the Biden Aquatic Center is now. Jesse Jackson, a great American, super preacher, phenomenal motivator, electrifying personality, loving brother. SeaTac, Wilmington, Delaware, we salute you, and we're praying for the family during this time of transition. I love you.